Hi, this is Leigh, and I'd like to welcome you to Alchemy Intuitive Arts. I am your cosmic tour guide to take you on a trip around the spiritual galaxy. And if you want to punch your ticket, then please smash the like button and subscribe if you'd like to. And with that said, let's get into it. Are you having trouble letting go? Are you having a difficult time saying goodbye to an important person in your life? That could be a relative, that could be a friend, that could be a lover, or perhaps even a child or a husband, or even an employer. These are all things that make letting go so difficult, so tough. Letting go of someone is probably the hardest thing in the world, and a lot of times we think we've let go of somebody and we haven't actually let go of them. Perhaps we've moved on in our life, perhaps we're, if it's a relationship, perhaps we're seeing somebody else, or perhaps we're distancing ourselves from our family members. Sometimes with family, we don't see eye to eye on things, or sometimes families will push out somebody who is different from the collective within the family unit. And that is extremely painful if you're the one that gets alienated or shunned, or if you choose to leave on your own. Sometimes leaving a friend that you've been friends with for a long time. You've done a million things together. You've been through so many things together, and at some point the relationship no longer serves you, or it is just becoming toxic for whatever reason, and you have to make a choice to leave. Sometimes it's a relationship. Maybe you have a partner, or a husband, or a wife, or somebody significant in your life that you've been through a lot with. Perhaps you're married, you have many things together, you have assets, etc. And you're coming to a point in your life where you need to make a big decision about what is best for you. If you're dealing with a toxic person in your life, it is so important to remove that toxicity from your life. And sometimes it's hard because we think, well, I've invested so much in this situation, and, we've been together forever, and, it's going to cost me this much, whatever. If you're with a toxic person, it will cost you more in the long run, financially, emotionally, physically, spiritually, all of the above. It's no good. sometimes we're with toxic people and we don't want to leave because we don't want to change. Sometimes that means that we're toxic too, and that we're going to have to change our ways or change some of the things that we've enjoyed or loved or used as a crutch in our life. You know, the things that maybe have prevented us from doing our shadow work that is much needed, but we really don't want to deal with that. And spiritually, when you're with a toxic person, obviously that's going to lower your vibration. That's going to prevent you from evolving spiritually. Physically, when your vibration lowers, you get sick, or you get sicker, or you get weaker, or you get angrier, or you get anxious, whatever it is that is happening for you. It can cause illness in your body, and that can manifest in many different ways. Mentally, you know, you're not going to be motivated. You're not going to want to do the things that you love. You're not going to want to excel. It's going to be drudgery. You're going to just feel like your life is not worth it, or that your life is boring or dissatisfying in some way. These are all things that can come from being in a toxic situation or relationship. And of course, the most common thing people experience is depression. That can bring on all kinds of things like overeating or weight gain or undereating, you know, body dysmorphia, all different kinds of things like that. Depression can prevent you from getting out and doing the things you want to do. So there's so many reasons to remove toxicity from your life. So we decide to remove that person, leave that job, whatever it is. But there's one more piece to it, and that is dealing with letting go, the process of actually letting go. Spiritually letting go of that energy, letting go of the anger, letting go of the trauma, or letting go of the whatever you have that has been holding you back, the fear, the PTSD, the fear of failure, all of those things we have to energetically let go. When we energetically let go of something, it is important that we do our spiritual hygiene. So what do I mean by spiritual hygiene? I mean like things like cutting cords. And that's where you consciously go in and release, cut that energetic bond. It can be attached to a particular area in your body. For example, if somebody would never let you speak your mind, perhaps that's attached to your throat chakra. Or perhaps somebody was always telling you that you're not good enough. That might be attached to your solar plexus, your courage. Or perhaps you experienced some kind of abuse or trauma that could be attached to your sacral chakra. Or if you just felt really ungrounded, unsettled in a situation, that could be attached to your root chakra. Those are all ways that we retain energy from relationships or situations. So it's super important that we consciously go in and remove those. I guess somebody doesn't want me to talk. Remove those toxic bonds, those toxic energetic bonds to the people, to the places and things, and consciously do a scan of your body and let go. Consciously let go, cut it, release it, send it into the universe with love and light. Those are all the ways that we can not only physically detach ourselves from toxic situations, but spiritually detach ourselves from toxic situations. And in doing so, we can then continue our spiritual practices of cleansing, of meditation, of prayer, and things like that that can help us build up ourselves again and focus on those areas where you had those spiritual bonds. Focus on those areas and build them back up. Build back up your throat chakra by doing things where you're speaking your mind, you're writing, you're speaking, you're giving your opinion. Do those things with your solar plexus where you're having courage to do things that you fear, saying things that you fear. Your heart chakra. Venture into love again. Begin something creative. Do something you love. Find your joy. These are all ways that we can begin to build our own body, our own spiritual body, and renew it after being in a toxic situation. So I hope that helps any of you out there. And thank you for watching. And with that said, peace, love.